Forget the turkey, bring on the appetizers. When I smelled what was cooking, I had to head over to the kitchen. Maggie is sharing this scrumptious maple apple brie that is going to be a staple for your holiday events.
Absolutely.
I'm the lucky person today that gets to be here with you to make this. As we've teased the pictures all morning, I have been dying. It's beautiful.
It is one of my favorite just general appetizers. It looks so great on a charcuterie, or it's a great just like you can make a bigger one and have just that as an appetizer, but it's much easier than people think, especially when you use some store-bought products. Like the store-bought puff pastry, you get it at the frozen section. You could use phyllo dough, or you could use pie dough too. You can use a lot of different things.
Well,
I
tell
like
me
the puff pastry,
all the things because you're going to take this and be the hit.
Yes, absolutely. So the thing that you need to start with is your puff pastry. It needs to come to room temperature from your freezer, but that's easy. You just leave it on the counter. And then I did notice yesterday they actually have microwave defrost instructions on it now.
Oh.
So it's pretty easy. So we're gonna let that come to room temperature. While that's working, we're gonna start on our apples. So you could use pears, or you could use a combination, or you could use different fruits. Apples are so great right now in season. I diced them up and I've got them cooking in some butter. I've got some fresh rosemary, a little bit of salt, and then I add a little bit of crushed red pepper flake too. The nice thing about this dish is that you're hitting all the flavor notes. You're getting sweet, you're getting savory and spicy, and then earthy from the rosemary. You're getting everything, and then we're gonna add a little bit of maple syrup once these are done cooking.
That's my dream
in
a dish.
And then we just wanna get our brie ready to go. So I got this one from Harmon's. Their store brand brie is really tasty. I think a lot of times the store-bought stuff isn't as good, but Harmon's is always a good way to go. And
you cannot go wrong with Harmon's.
Yeah, the nice thing about brie, especially when you bake it, is that this rind kind of melts. You don't have to worry about cutting that off or anything. The rind is totally edible. So what I like to do just to get some of that apple flavor infused into it is I'll start by just scoring the top, just make a little crosshatch. And that way, as it bakes, it kind of infuses those flavors a little bit more.
Oh, good tip. Is this something that you are taking to your Thanksgiving dinner? Will this be a part of it on Thursday?
It sure will. So I've got that ready to go. And then what we need to do is we want to roll out our puff pastry just so it's a tiny bit thinner. So once it comes to room temperature, and these come in a 2-pack, so you could make 2, or you could, a lot of people will use this as a substitute for pie dough. If you want a quick pie dough, you could do that too. And then we just want to roll it out a tiny bit so it's just a little bit thinner. And it's already floured, so it's not gonna stick to the countertop. And then the best way to roll out dough is you don't wanna come over it and push really hard. I've got one of those marble rolling pins, so I'm gonna let the weight of the rolling pin do the work for me. I'm just gonna kind of gently guide it out into the shape that I want.
Okay, I can help you.
You can do it.
Now that I have seen your
so just a tiny bit thinner.
Oh, I like this marble rolling pin.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Yes.
And then I like to bake mine in a cast iron pan. You could do it on a sheet tray. The nice thing about the cast iron is it's gonna keep it warm for longer. But you can eat this at room temperature too. It doesn't have to be.
Okay, how's that?
That is perfect. So now we're gonna stick that wheel of brie just right in the middle.
Let's do it. Okay.
And then these apples don't have to be perfectly tender. I like a little bit of texture actually. If you like them to be crunchy, you can skip this cooking part and just toss them in some melted butter, or you could get like a Honey Crisp or a Granny Smith apple. Those will stay a little bit crunchier. And then we're gonna finish with some good old maple syrup. Of course, you can't go wrong with some of that. Just about a couple tablespoons, right as you turn off the heat. We don't wanna add the maple syrup too soon because it will burn. We don't want that.
Maggie, I'm so excited. I can hardly stand it.
Oh my gosh, so
okay,
good.
So
and then
it
we'll
goes
just
on the top, and then do you just fold it all in?
Yeah, so you can cover it completely. You could lay another sheet of puff pastry on top if you wanted to. But I like this kind of rustic look where it's just still a little bit open.
I do too.
It just looks a lot prettier. And then you can see what's inside of it as well.
Okay, what's the technique to putting this all together? Does it have to be beautiful?
Nope, the uglier the better actually, I feel like.
Then sign me up, I can do this.
So I'm just gonna kind of fold in one corner at a time and then let that corner fold back.
Okay, and then once all of this is done, we're plopping it.
Well, you'll put it on a sheet tray or in your little cast iron skillet, and you just kind of want to squeeze it, just give it a little hug so it sticks together. If you need extra time, this is another great make-ahead one. You could put this all together a day or two in advance and stick it in your fridge and then pop it right in the oven. And then I've got an egg wash here. I'm just gonna brush the outside. That's gonna help to get that nice golden color all around.
And then how long does it sit in the skillet for?
So they can hang out in the skillet indefinitely. just that you can serve it in that. I think it's kind of cool too.
I do
Or you
too.
can put it on a serving platter
do,
or
yeah.
on your charcuterie. And then we just
Yum.
want to finish with a little bit extra rosemary around the edge, and then some flaky sea salt. And of course, now it's time to taste.
Let's taste
So I've
it.
got you a spoon right there. And then just be careful
man.
about touching the pan. That's going to be
Okay.
really hot.
Absolutely delicious. Maggie, let's remind people what they can order from you.
So I still have oven-ready turkeys ready to go. I've got my pomegranate molasses Brussels sprout side, which is super delicious and popular. And both of those come in a pan ready to just stick right in your oven. And then I still have pies, of course, on my website, magpieeats.com. You can follow me on Instagram at Magpie Sweets and Eats, and I'll be giving more Thanksgiving tips this week as well.
She's your girl. She is your girl tonight until 9 o'clock. Get
Yes.
those. Okay.